today to do another divine feminine and divine masculine tarot reading for everybody here. I'm wearing these interesting glasses today. I don't think I've ever worn them for my video, but I've been working on basically content so much that I was like, I should probably be wearing my reflective glasses. So I'm wearing my glasses today. But I am going to be doing this reading we're really looking at, like basically kind of like what's going on with your person, whether they're male or female. And, you could think of this as, divine counterpart reading where we're looking at, the more masculine energies and the more feminine energies and kind of comparing. I do want to start with what's going on with the masculine first. Last time I started what was going on with the feminine first. So I am just going to jump right in, see what we got for this reading. And if you could be male and watching for what's happening with a masculine counterpart. You could be female watching for what's going on with masculine counterparts. So in some way, you could switch this however you want to, but basically right now I'm going to first look at what's going on with the masculine. Okay, so and as I'm rolling this out, I do want to let everybody know I'm still offering prior readings. I am probably going to be making some changes to what's going on with my schedule starting in June. I have a basically like a housing crisis right now. So if anybody would like to donate, all of those donations would support my housing situation and staying in this apartment. I'm trying to stay in this apartment at least through the middle of June. So that's like the goal. Even if it's like $20, it seriously helps me to try to stay in this apartment. Because my housing ran out. So yeah, that's what's going on there. But I am still booking through, like I said, booking through probably June 1st, and I'll let everybody kind of know where I'm at with that. Divine masculines, I actually feel that like, if you're watching for a divine masculine, like a masculine counterpart, I feel like there's a lot of feelings there. They have like a lot of feelings for you. Whether they have said it or not is a totally other situation. Okay. To me, there's just a lot of feelings. There's a lot of positive energy that I'm getting from this reading. There isn't any blockages to this relationship. There's no like I don't feel like there's really any hemming and hawing. I mean, there could be a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of chemistry or sexual energy there because we have the Ace of Wands. So that's always positive to see. We do have the Ace of Cups in the immediate future. So if they haven't expressed to you that they have feelings for you, I would be really surprised. I mean, masculine energies are like these containers. Like they can hold on to like and bottle up feelings like no other. So like, you might be dealing with somebody who's just like kind of holding it like in and you're not really expressing their feelings, I do feel like the feelings are mutual though. So, this is not just like a one-sided type of relationship to me. It looks very mutual to me. And it looks like no matter which way you go, like let's just say in life you choose to like do something different in your life, I feel like this person's going to be in your life some way somehow. Even if let's just say hypothetically you were to like end the relationship, which I don't see, but let's just say it happened. We have this Page of Pentacles in the position of emotion. So I feel like Page of Pentacles is the seed of potential, and to me the Page of Pentacles has, a lot of like, I don't know, more romantic notions, but it's also to me a card about friendship. Sometimes this can be single parenthood. A lot of different things. I feel like a strong friendship vibe from it. So like let's just say even hypothetically things didn't work out, I feel like there would be some kind of friendship that would remain, which is really hard, I think, for men and women. Um, I feel like some of you are dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but it doesn't have to be. Could also be a Libra. Could also just be someone who has like an emotional quality to them, which is very endearing or very I want to say the word enticing, but like to me they have this is like this is like kind of like the Mr. Romantic, or the knight in shining armor kind of energy. They like to be they like to kind of swoop in and save the day. Like let's just say they have a little bit of drama. Okay, I just want to say this. I don't know why I'm picking this up, but it has this element. It's a sweet element of drama though. Like it's not like um they're like gung ho, intense. It feels more just sweet. I feel like I actually am reading for someone who's younger, or somebody who is wanting to know about a masculine counterpart that's younger. I feel like there's a lot of potential in this relationship, no matter who I'm reading for. Honestly, it feels like there's potential. And when I say potential, I mean potential to get into a relationship, potential to go the distance. Now, it's interesting that I'm taking this up today because, like, all day today, I'm like, what do I want to, what do I really want to talk about? And for some reason, like the whole divine feminine, divine masculine thing came up. And I was like, okay, like it came to my mind. I'm like, I really need to do another one of those. But I was not anticipating this, okay, at all. I was not anticipating this at all. Like, I don't know why. Like my last one that I did, divine feminine, divine masculine, like I felt like I was really like tough on like everybody. And I actually really like it when I don't have to be so tough. And actually, the last reading I did here, the last live that I did on here, I felt like I was really tough on everybody too. So, like, I don't know, like, I feel like for some of you, there's a lot of potential in this relationship, and yeah, just the question is, I feel like the question really is, are they going to make the decision to commit to you or to be committed to you? I feel like there is a decision coming because we have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords to me is like, is the decision card. It's the yes card. Um, there's a lot of changing of their mind, though. I will say, in the sense that, like, one day they could be like, yes, I want to go for this. This is what I want to do. This is, and then later, I want to say they could back out of it. It seems like because there's no obstacles to it. There's no like tension where it comes to like, okay, it doesn't even feel like they're under pressure to make a decision. It just feels like they could one day decide that they want it, and then later maybe become overwhelmed, or like go out on another date, or take like the next steps to, and it may just be that all of a sudden it doesn't really make sense. Like I was gonna say all of a sudden they decide to change their mind, or like decide to back out of it. And that to me is very hurtful because it's just like sort of blocking all of this. It's sort of like I see this relationship like it's like a huge reservoir. It's a huge reservoir of water. And it's so big. That at times it may feel like, okay, we need to stop this, or like, okay, we need to like block this off, or we need to like calm this down or shut this off. It's sort of like it's like a gushing, what do they call, like a gushing faucet, which at times maybe like, maybe we should stop this. You know what I mean? Like, because maybe it's intense, or maybe, it feels like overwhelming. But I also feel like, okay, the reason that, let's just say, something doesn't go the distance is because there's other options. Like, they may decide, okay, they want to be with you. But then later in time, down the line, there's these other options that pop up. So I would say that really, you're going to have to keep this masculine on a tight leash. You're going to have to really keep an eye on them, because you're going to need to, well, I don't necessarily feel like this is, I feel like this is out of your control, honestly. And I pulled the card, we got the 5 of Wands. It feels like it's out of your control. It's out of your hands, really. It's out of your hands. The 5 of Wands, to me, there's foxes in the image. There's foxes flying everywhere. Okay, and I will tell you that I feel like at some point, let's just say hypothetically, this divine masculine does not tell you what's going on. Okay, or that they are dating or sleeping with other people, or that they are actually married, or they are actually like involved with somebody else. Let's just say hypothetically. This shit is gonna hit the fan, okay? Because that's the 5 of Wands, okay? The shit is so deep here. But that's only for some of you. I actually feel that for many of you, many, 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 the only issue that you're gonna have with this is that this person, and I almost feel like it's kind of natural. Like, it's kind of like this natural thing where it's like I said, it just feels so big. The energy feels so big. And when I look at it, it feels so big. And when you're dealing with something like that, sometimes people want to control it. Or sometimes people want to like try to shut it down. You know what I mean? It's not like they're getting scared. It's more of just like them thinking that they have to shut it down, because if they don't shut it down, then how big is it gonna get? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how big could it get? Now, for some of you, your divine masculine does have someone else in their life, whether it's a girlfriend, a boyfriend, husband, or wife. I feel like it's going to depend on each person. We have the Lovers card, as well as the 2 of Cups. And to me, that's 2 different partnerships, 2 different relationships. Now, you may be the 2 of Cups relationship with them, and they might have this other lover situation, like a marriage, husband, wife. You could also be the person, you could be watching for a masculine that's married. Or you could be married to this masculine and wanting to know like what's going on with them, like, why are they acting a certain way? I feel like for some of these some masculine that you're watching for, or that's you, I feel like for the most part, you're in a relationship that doesn't have a lot of issues. Some of you do, potentially, but I want to say some of you, like, it's like a lot of time goes by. It's like calm water. It's like the reservoir is calm. Okay, I see all the relationship like it's this big body of water. I see it as being calm. Like, nothing really is changing over time. Maybe things are pretty decent over time. Maybe there's good finances, maybe there's kids for some of you, maybe there is a lot of happiness, a lot of joy within like a home life or family life. We have the 6 of Cups here showing up. So it's like, to me, it's like this masculine, to me, just not, I want to say, like, they actually feel invested both in you and in somebody else quite heavily. But what is interesting is that they feel like the most sense of overwhelm, or like the more sense of like wanting to control the relationship with you the most. Because things get really complicated when you have two relationships going, or when you have two. I always joke about this on my channel. If you're new, it's like two wives, or two ex-wives, or it could be two ex-husbands for someone. I mean, like, it's hard when you're trying to multitask different relationships at the same time. So I feel like for this divine masculine, there's this energy of almost having two very, very full relationships at the same time. Very full, meaning like there is no, and in two very positive relationships. They're just different kinds of relationships. Two very positive, beautiful relationships. And I don't, feel like there's really, and maybe that's what this Ace of Swords is about, like trying to decide which to choose from. And I think that it's really hard when you have two really great things, it's like, what do you give up, but I also feel like there is a sense of I don't know why I'm seeing this. Like, my guides are showing me like shattered, something breaking, like shattered glass. I'm seeing shattered glass. So like to me, it's like the glass being broken, or like maybe it's like the illusion being broken. Like it's almost like I kind of want to tell this divine masculine to like wake up out of their dreamland and be like, and have some element of respect or reality check for the people in their life, whether they're male or female, for their relationships, because it's not it's kind of, to me, it feels a little bit like arrogant, a little bit like almost like someone's like, I have two relationships going and they're both really great kind of thing. Or like, haha, like I have two relationships and they're both really great. See what I could do, as like, it's kind of like machismo or whatever. I don't feel like that's going to be the case for everybody. I feel like for some of you, it's like just a lack of being able to, I want to say, prioritize or to choose what they want in their life. So it's like someone who's not able, and I'm feeling strong Gemini vibe here, okay? Strong Gemini vibe, strong Sagittarius vibe, strong Libra vibe. Someone who's not able to make a healthy decision. They're not able to make a healthy decision because they just either have too many options. They get away with having too many options. Everybody allows it. Like, it's like, why is everybody allowing it? And that's the kind of thing, there are certain people, and I will tell you this, that it's hard to be mad at them. Like, it's hard to break up with them. It's hard to, because they either don't want to have the conflict, or it's just they have an endearing nature. Again, going back to what I said, like an endearing quality, like almost like a childlike quality to them, that it's hard to, like, everybody is enabling this divine masculine. In some way, this divine masculine is not fully in their masculine energy. There's a lot of feminine energy here. There's a lot of female energy showing up. We've got the Queen of Swords. We got the Empress showing up. We got the Queen of Cups showing up. All these people showing up. To me, these three ladies in particular. Now, these women could be friends, like their mom, their sisters, their cousins, the people they're dating. I mean, but it feels to me like this energy is this masculine energy is heavily feminine. It's not a balanced masculine energy. Well, I mean, like, I don't feel like this masculine is being destructive, like outright. They're not conscious of their maybe it's like they're not, it's like going to a buffet and eating too much and not really being conscious of how much they're eating, you know, and everybody lets them get away with it because they are kind of in this childlike energy of wanting to have the whole buffet, you know, and it's very, to me, very Gemini, very Libra, very like wanting to sample the salad bar, you know. So I would say, you know, ladies that are watching, okay, you need to be very cautious about this divine masculine only because I feel like it might come as a surprise to you that they have so many other options. If it's not a surprise to you, then my question to you is, why are you allowing it? Why are you enabling it? And why are you not like shutting it down? Let's just say, go back and say, okay, let's just pretend these other females are not people that they are dating and they're not people that this divine masculine is involved with. Then it feels to me like many of you are going to have a long-term relationship with this divine masculine. You're going to have something very long-term. And there's something very beautiful about it. And it to me might have a couple of breaks here and there. It might not even be like full-blown like breakups. It might just be like, okay, we're gonna go no contact for a little while, or okay, we're gonna not not even like talk to each other or like see each other for a while, but then, you know, more after. I feel like some of you are trying to regenerate a relationship that did end. I don't know how many of you, I can't really tell you. It just feels like there's someone that's watching that's trying to regenerate something. Now, when I say regenerate, it just means that like the Three of Swords is showing up. So to me, that to me is like an ending of a relationship. But it's in the future position. So it's like, it just feels like it doesn't make much sense otherwise. That's how it could play out. I don't necessarily know right now. My guides are not saying or showing me the way it would play out otherwise. Like I said, it's for most of you, it's having a long-term relationship, maybe having a couple of breaks and going the distance. Others, you may be trying to regenerate a relationship that ended somehow. With a person and I want to say this specifically, with a person that is really not checked in to what they're doing. They don't necessarily have a plan for the relationship or where they want it to go. They might be dating multiple people. They might be sleeping with multiple people. They might not be giving you the entire story of what they're doing. And again, for some, it's going to come as a huge surprise that they have more options than you can really fully understand at this time. We have the Four of Cups as the outcome here later. And the Four of Cups, maybe there was another outcome, but I pulled this other card and to me it's in a future position. So the Four of Cups to me is like an energy of being checked out. It's hoping, wishing, and dreaming and longing. So some of you are hoping and wishing and dreaming and longing that you're going to meet a divine masculine, like you're going to meet your counterpart, that you're going to have some kind of relationship. But I will tell you that if the Four of Cups is the outcome, that you will need to take steps to actually making that happen. Now, some of you are probably just watching this because you're curious to see like, okay, where's my masculine energy? Like, where's my person? And if action steps are not taken, most likely you're not going to meet them. For some of you, to me, the masculine energy that's coming in for you really, really wants to sleep with you. To me, it's going to be very clear that I feel like this falls into two camps. Okay, we have two camps of people that are watching for divine masculine, and you could be masculine and watching this as well. I feel like the two camps are the door opens and someone comes into your life that's masculine and they want to sleep with you, and it's really obvious that they want to sleep with you, and most likely you will sleep with this person. 10 of Cups, okay? So that's sleeping with this person. That's clear. That's obvious. For some of you, the door opens and we have air coming through the door. The door opens and there's nothing there. Like, you're gonna have to wait. Like, it's like you open the door. It's like if I open the door to my apartment right now, there's gonna be air. Nothing's coming through. The funny thing is, I'll tell you this funny story. This is a side note, okay? Like, okay, not too long ago, there was someone who attempted to get into my apartment, and I don't know who it was, okay? And it freaked me out, of course, obviously. And I went outside like the following day, and I was like talking to some neighbors, and I was like, hey, just so you guys know, this is what's going on. You know, I'm really worried about, you know, what happened, if you see any dudes around here. And I was like, there's no dudes. Specifically, there's no dudes. I'm not seeing any dudes. Like, nothing. Nothing's coming through this door. Like, I basically, like, in spirit was like, I barricaded it. I was like, nothing, right? And then I met somebody shortly thereafter. It was like the next day. So, ladies, I'm just telling you, okay, and even guys, that you're wanting somebody to pop up into your life. I feel like in time, there's going to be somebody there. It's not going to be always like there's just air coming out, like nothing happening, okay? I definitely feel like there's going to be options for you guys later in time. But the question really is going to be, for most of you, what are you allowing in? Are you allowing in the masculine energy in your life? How much are you in your feminine energy? And you know, for me, it's like always been a challenge. It's always been the challenge because, you know, and I feel like for many women, this is the case. Because I think for a lot of times we're taught that we have to be masculine in our society, that we have to be. Because if we don't, like, if we don't get a job and we don't work for ourselves, you know what I mean, work hard, and we don't, you know what I mean, make a career or a life for ourselves, then we're not going to survive. So it's like women, I feel like, are very much forced to be into their masculine energy. They're forced to. They don't really have a choice. Like, they have to go to school. They have to take their exams at a certain time. It's all very masculine, you know? They're basically told from a very young age that they have to go to school to get an education, get the education to get a job. And then when they're not working for even a day, it's like, oh, you must be lazy, or oh, you must be feeding off the government, or oh, you must be blah, blah, blah. And it's like a hyper masculine energy that's very traumatizing for, I think, a lot of feminine energies, or feminines that would normally be in their feminine energy just naturally, but they can't be because of the masculine requirement. It's like the requirement to be masculine in our society. So I feel like some of you ladies may need to, or want to, and even got guys as well, okay, want to really work on your feminine energy, balancing your feminine energy. And there's a lot of great videos out there on how to do this. But I will tell you, if you're in your hyper masculine energy of go, 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 it's going to be hard to attract the feminine, no matter who you are, okay? Did I say that? No. I meant to say, if you're in your if like let's just say you're the feminine, you're in the hyper masculine, it's gonna be hard to attract the masculine. That's what I want to say, because you're in your masculine, and you, in order to have the balance, let's just say you're wanting to attract a masculine counterpart, you have to be in the feminine energy in order to attract it. I mean, you can have two masculines. Yes, you can. And yes, you can have two feminines. Yes, yes. But usually, in order for that energy to really match and to have any kind of chemistry or kind of balance, there has to be some like positive, negative, right? So masculine energy, feminine energy in balance somewhere. So yeah. Any questions, guys? I meant to check my chat here. Don't see anything. Okay, so we're gonna move on here to the divine feminine energy. Find out what's going on with the divine feminine energy and go from there. Now, like I said, you could be divine masculine watching for divine feminine, but you could also be a feminine watching for divine feminine as well. Just reminding everybody that's jumped on here, if anybody wants to send a donation right now, I'm looking at June for a housing crisis. So all donations go towards my housing yeah, being able to continue to create content in June. I'm still doing readings up until June. I don't know where I'm going to be after that. So yeah, I will keep everybody posted on that. Okay, divine feminines. I feel like there's 50, it's like we have what I call a 50-50 split, okay, for the energies here, for the last 4 cards. And the 50-50 split is where there's last 4 cards, 2 of them are positive and 2 of them are negative. Now, this is more of a, it can sometimes kind of be more like 75-25 in some way, because, and I usually see that if the last 2 cards are positive. In this case, the last 2 cards are more negative. So I'm going to say it's 50-50 chance. And most likely, it's less than 50% chance that you are going to be attracting a divine feminine that is single, that is wanting a relationship, that is wanting a full partnership, that is available. I feel like divine masculines that are watching, it feels like whoever that maybe you consider to be your divine feminine has some serious problems. I feel like the divine feminine at this time does have some serious problems. We have the devil, and we also have the outcome as a 5 of swords. I do feel like the divine feminine, when it's not balanced, can go into places of duress, of stress, of strife. To me, this is like 5 of swords is the poverty consciousness. So it's hard to get laid when everybody's worried about money. And if the divine feminine is really worried about money at this time, then it's going to be hard for the divine masculine to really move things along. I want to remind everybody, we have this 9 of Pentacles showing up here, and this is the highest form to me of the divine feminine, which is, to me, it's like, it's music, it's creativity, it's art, it's doing something with your gifts, it's talents, it's abilities, it's being able to sit and play music, sit and relax, sit and like be outside. You know what I mean? Creating something from nothing. To me, that's the feminine. And recognizing your own beauty, recognizing your own gifts. I always say, to me, this is like a artist musician card, because or someone who's, I've seen actors, I've read for actors and actresses before, who get this card a lot. This could be acting, this could be being in the public eye, social media, even for some. But to me, it's the highest form of that feminine energy, where you're taking your innate gifts, whatever that is, music, photography, acting, all your skills, and you're creating content. You're using it to either make a living, or you're using it in some way to, you're just putting it out there into the world. And it's also recognizing your beauty, and to me that's a very, very positive form of, to me, the divine feminine. When the divine feminine stops criticizing or feeling less than or feeling like not worthy, and stops like just like being in this place of like unworthiness. Like when they stop doing that and they step into their power and they step into their divinity and they step into that strong, beautiful creative energy, that's when the magic happens. That's when, they glow up. That's when the real beauty happens. But I feel like for many of you that are watching for divine feminine, I feel like the divine feminine has problems. It could be health problems. Like you could be watching for, like you maybe watch for the divine masculine and you want to know what's going on with the feminine energies. To me, the feminine energies have, focus, a strong focus on health, strong focus on survival, strong focus on trying to get things done, trying to multitask. We have, and I feel like for some, this is burnout, or this is just trying to do too much. Two of Pentacles is like, there's a lot of stuff going on. The more I look at the future for this divine feminine, the more I want to tell you that it's very important that you switch tracks. That, like, if you're trying to attract a divine masculine, that you will have to switch tracks, because you will be, to me, I feel like you're headed off track. And I don't believe, like, okay, so like I don't believe there's mistakes in life. Okay. I believe that there's setbacks. I believe that, like, there's just time that we lose or time that we waste, Sorry, there's like there we go. It's more of just like it's more of just a time thing. And I feel like for many of you, there's something here about lost time. There's something here about, to me, it's like an abrasive quality to the feminine, like a fight energy. Eight of Swords, Five of Swords, the Moon, And none of the cards that I want to say that talk about relationships are showing up in the future positions here. So we have, going back to my 50-50 split, we do have the Four of Wands in the position of emotions. And to me, that tells me that there is hope. Maybe hope for a relationship. Maybe some of you are hoping to meet a divine feminine counterpart. Maybe you have hope for them. Or you have hope for a relationship with them, or hope for meeting someone, that would be like a divine feminine counterpart. But I feel like the divine feminine is not on track to meet you, either where you are at, or they are going off track, or you are going off track to a spot where there's a lot of issues. And the more I look at it, the harder it is for me to read, because it's like, it feels like it's like going off the edge. We have the Two of Swords here, which is, irreconcilable differences. We have the Three of Wands, which is coming to the end of your road or rope that you're on, and not being able to continue any further. So to me, this is like some of you coming to the end of a relationship with a divine feminine. It's really, really interesting, because when I was reading for the divine masculine, I felt in that, when I was looking at it, like that there was a lot of potential and a lot of love there. But when I'm looking at the divine feminine, I just feel like the divine feminine is not in a place to have love in their life. They want it. And maybe they want, it's so weird. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but it's hard to see this. I don't know if it's going to show up, but you can see there's this monkey right there, and it's holding out its little hand, and in that is this little heart. It's a tiny little heart. So to me, that's like holding out hope for love. But, so if I was to compare, the divine masculine has so much room for love. So much room in their energy, space in their energy for love. It feels like they're ready. They almost have too much space because it's like I feel like they have more than one person that they're considering. But it feels like there's so little space in your energy for love. Like, love is this tiny little heart that this monkey is holding. It's this tiniest little thing that, in this reading. So either you have had a really, really tough time in relationships and you're just not headed in that direction where you're like, I don't want, Ellie, I just want to answer this question. Ellie's saying he plays hot and cold. I can't answer this question in my lives. I don't answer live questions anymore. Somebody ruined it. I was taking questions in my lives for $25 a question, but but basically I don't answer live questions, but you're more than welcome to book a reading with me. You would send a payment through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Cash App's the $ Oracle Daphne. Venmo is at Oracle Daphne, and PayPal is just paypal.me/Oracle Daphne. The link to PayPal is on my website, oracledaphne.com. My 30-minute session is $77.77. So if you want to ask me that question in a 30-minute session, happy to answer that question, but it's $77 to get that answered. Where was I going with this? I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought here. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about how the divine feminine has like a tiny little bit of room in their energy for love, for romance. Like, they want it, but I feel like it's not headed in the direction that they want. So divine masculines, I feel like, you may want a relationship with a specific feminine, and I feel like I have to tell you that I don't feel like, from this reading, it's showing me that the relationship is not going to go anywhere. And it feels like, in fact, the more you try to press forward with the relationship, it's going to lead you down a rabbit hole of unhappiness. And it just is like accepting that some things end. Like, to me, like, that's the message here. Like, for some of you, it's just, some of you feminines need to accept that something is ended, something is over, and it's not going to continue. Some of you masculines need to accept that, like, if a feminine has said, okay, like, this relationship is over, or we're not going to go anywhere, like, that the relationship is fully over, that the relationship is fully done. If you were to continue, either way, whether you're a feminine or a masculine, it feels like it's just not going to go the distance. Like, I call the Three of Wands the daffodil card. In the springtime, the daffodil blooms. And then shortly after, the daffodil slowly fades and dies. And that's relationships. It's not this forever, we're going to get married, and we're going to live forever in this glorious castle for all of eternity. It's like, it's not to infinity and beyond. It's till, the daffodil fades and dies. Somebody outgrows the relationship, or until somebody says, this isn't working for me, or this isn't what I want anymore, or this is what is no longer tolerable, or your shit stinks, or whatever. Like it's not the to infinity beyond and beyond energy. So obviously, there's a level of acceptance that needs to happen here with what's going on in a relationship, whether you're divine feminine or masculine. That's okay, for this divine feminine energy. Now, again, you could be the divine feminine, or you could be a divine masculine watching for divine feminine energy. I feel like some of you, this person is at like a distance, or there's some distance between you. And I feel like if you were to go, let's just say hypothetically travel to see this person, whether you're divine masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. I feel like if you were to go to travel or go to see them, it would not be good. We have the Tower. Some of you, to me, there's a lack of acceptance. We have old ending cards here in this future position. We have the Tower, which can represent an ending. The Three of Wands, which the Daffodil, which is like a natural ending. We have the Two of Swords, which is irreconcilable differences, also an ending. Sometimes I see the Moon card kind of like the Death card. Like, it has come up for people who have passed away. So some of you, this actually could be something like you could be blocked by somebody who's passed, or somebody who's about to pass. For some of you, it's like this could be a death in the family that's coming, and maybe you don't see it coming, but to me that energy can block you. The Devil to me is a stuck energy, and Eight of Swords is stuck. It's not going anywhere. So I just have to say, it's hard for me to continue down looking at the divine feminine energies, because it needs a lot of work. Okay. There's a lot of frustration with the divine feminine here. A lot of frustration. I feel like for some of you, maybe you're, watching social media and you're trying to get a better idea of what's going on in the situation, but it's almost making the situation worse, because it's like, I don't know, it's almost like more information makes it less clear for some of you, or maybe for some it gives you hope, or maybe for some of you it just reminds you of something that's not working. I almost wish that I could ask you guys, what's not working here? What's going on with this feminine energy that's not working? I feel like there's something that's seriously wrong. I actually haven't seen a spread like this. I don't even know how long. I normally, when I look at future energies, I usually see that there's an antidote. I call it an antidote for all the negative cards. So even if something hard is going on, I can usually see that there's going to be some kind of thing that's going to balance it out, with the Tower, usually the balance point is that something new is going to happen. With the Temperance, it's eventually things are going to calm down. With the Moon, it's needing to ask for help, ask for directions, and eventually you'll find your way. You'll find your way out of a situation. The Two of Swords is, accepting that you cannot press forward at this time, accepting that if you press forward, you're not going to get a response from somebody. If somebody has their boundary up, it's time to respect that boundary. It's time to say, okay. Now there's a difference. It's interesting. I posted this reading over on my Instagram today, which talks about an older masculine energy. And the older masculine energy is kind of like the chasing energy that knew what the value was in putting in quality time in dating. So they would make an effort, huge effort, and keep trying, even if like women said no, or even if they said, okay, I don't want, it was like they had a sense of pursuit, that they pursued things, and a kind of persistence, but a healthy one. They understood boundaries. It wasn't like, okay, they just were gonna go and like be like, okay, I'm gonna throw you over my shoulder, and get married. I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, maybe it's for some, but like to me, it's like this older masculine energy knew how to be persistent and knew how to chase really good. And now I feel like masculine energies don't really get chasing at all. And they don't really put the time in. And they don't really know what the value is in having a relationship anymore. So it's like, so I feel like there's a difference between healthy boundaries and healthy no, and like in respecting that and having somebody chase. I think it's really important for you guys to like kind of think about that here, because I feel like for some of you, I don't necessarily feel like you're in your feminine energy to have a guy chase you in a healthy way. I feel like you're in this energy, which is to me more neutral and actually a little bit more abrasive. It's more of a please get away from me kind of energy. Please don't call me kind of energy. Please, like, just leave me the fuck alone kind of energy. Now, yeah, it's totally fine to be in that energy, but it's not getting you what you want. If what you want is a relationship, okay, let's just look at it that way. If we want union, if we want, to come together with a divine counterpart, which is the goal, at least I'm looking at it from that perspective. Okay, the goal is union. The goal is some kind of coming together with somebody that's going to be a match for us, that's going to love us, that's going to, take care of you, that's going to, be there for you. I feel like this divine feminine is not in a place to even be really nurturing. To me, this is all I can offer and say this divine feminine energy needs to take better care of themselves and focus on themselves at this time. And really realize that all of their obstacles and all of their problems eventually will be solved. But I don't necessarily feel like they're in a space for a relationship. Those divine, the males that are watching for females, or let's just say females that are watching for a feminine counterpart, I feel like this energy is not wanting a relationship. If I looked at it from straight, is this energy wanting a relationship? The answer would be no. It's a tiny little fraction. There's a tiny little piece of hope, that little heart there that tells me there's a part of everyone that's watching that wants a relationship, maybe to a divine feminine, or that is a divine feminine and wants a relationship to somebody. But it's just so small. And what you're going to attract with this not having room in your life for love, not making having your walls up, having your guard up, being in a space of not wanting it, being abrasive, being just like a little bit hangry, you're going to attract the crumbs. You're going to attract absolute crumbs. To me, tiny little tidbits of things that aren't really healthy. To me, that's what you're attracting. We have the Four of Pentacles here, which to me is a card about money. It's a card about, things being closed. To me, it's like the walls up card. So I want to pull some other cards from my other deck to see if there's anything that I'm missing here, guys. And then I think I'm going to call it for the day. I feel like some of you are hoping, and to me this is a hope, okay, that you're going to like make up with someone who's you're in a no contact situation with. I don't know if this is you accepting a scrap or if this is you really wanting to be with this person who maybe the relationship has ended. To me, there's an ending going. It mimics what the other spread was looking at, what I was looking at, but it gives me a little bit more clarity. So, like some of you, it is a relationship ending. Going back to what I said in the Divine Masculine, I think I did say over there in the Divine Masculine that there was going to be some kind of attempt to like revive a relationship that was dead, or revive or revitalize a relationship. I feel like there's a strong energy, like a fear of actually letting go. A fear of letting go, a fear of like what may come with actually letting go. A fear of change, a fear of adapting to circumstances. For some of you, I actually would tell you, and I know this is going to be really hard for everybody to hear, but I'm going to be totally honest with you from what I'm looking at here. Some of you really actually need to not get involved with any masculines right now at this time. And really be like, okay, what do I need in my life? What is it that's going to be best for me and maybe my family, my children? What is it that's going to make me happy? What is it that's going to bring me joy and fulfillment? Like it's like it's almost making me like cry. Like it's like I feel like the divine feminine is so broken. I feel like life has not been easy. And I feel like some of you do not need to get caught up in some scrap relationship or some bullshit. Like it just needs to be like right now this time is about you. It's just really about you. I would tell you to celebrate life. I would tell you to light a candle. I would tell you to maybe, buy some new shoes or ride a bike. I would tell you to find your stability in your home life, in your creativity. Some of you have a beautiful heart, and you have a lot of love to give, but that's not what needs to happen right now. What needs to happen right now is the divine feminine needs to really work on, I don't know, like, it's almost just like this kind of energy, like this kind of, this peaceful energy, work on their own peace, work on their own blossoming, work on their own growth, work on, I want to say pulling back to a point where you're taking care of yourself. Because I feel, and I'm just going to say this, that any masculines that come into your life right now at this time are just going to add to the madness and mayhem. They're not, and part of that is because whatever space that you're heading into is not a peaceful place inside. It's not a peaceful place in your head. It's not a peaceful place in your heart. Maybe for some of you, you have peace in your heart, but you just don't necessarily have peace in your life. You need to have peace in your life. You need to have peace in your heart in order to have the external peace. There's way too much conflict in this reading. Way too much abrasion for there to be a union that's going to be fruitful or helpful or kind. It's just you're going to attract in people that are either broken or unkind or not fruitful or not helpful. And it is possible, and I'm just going to say this for most of you, that this is just a period of time, like a space in your life, which is not time for a union or time for a masculine energy to enter, because there's no space in your life for them, in the sense that you just don't have the energy for it. You might be working 24/7. You might be focused on a million other things. If you are not making any time to date, or not having any sex at all, or not even interested, again, you have no mental space for anybody, let alone masculine energy. And masculine's energy, like if you were to, like going back to what I was reading before, if you were to look at that masculine energy is like large. You're going to have to make room in your life for an energy like that. It's like right now there is only space for those crumbs. There's only space for that tiny little fraction of love, which is not a reflection of what you deserve. And it's not a reflection of what you're capable of attracting. It is just a reflection of this one point in time in your life in which you are making your way through a time that has a lot of challenges and tests and obstacles. And a lot of people get very discouraged. Okay, when is it going to happen? When am I going to meet my masculine? When are we going to come into union? All that stuff. And I would tell you that honestly, this is not the time for it. Not the time in the sense, like, it's not yes, you could come into union, but is it going to be a positive one? Is it going to do what you need it to do? Is it going to be supportive? Is it going to be loving? Is it going to be kind? These are questions that you're going to want to ask. Like if you're dating, you're going to want to ask yourself, am I dating somebody that's kind? Am I dating somebody that's going to be adding anything into my life? Am I dating somebody that's really going to be capable of loving me in the way that I deserve? I want to say that this divine feminine does not deserve whatever it is that they're getting right now. Like, to me, this is like wrong energy. This is like energy that's very unfair, very unkind, and it's brutal. I would tell you, and I would tell everybody here that's watching, to clear the slate. Clear the slate, start fresh, let whatever it is go. Like, delete everybody from your phone, change your number if you have to, move if you have to, and like, get out of Dodge. Because it feels like, for whatever reason, this is not the time, or you are not in the place to really have the kind of relationship that, again, is going to honor you. It's not going to honor you. It's just going to deplete you. Further, I want to say further. Like, you might be okay right now, but if you were to get into a relationship with a masculine at this time, you're going to be severely depleted. I actually, at this time, I cannot see you getting into a relationship. I feel like if you were to get into a relationship, it would be unhealthy. So I'm going to be very clear there. There's possibilities, of course, again, when I say relationship, it's more of like, you could get into what you would think of as like a fraction. Like a fraction type thing. That's what I'm seeing here. Does anybody have any other questions before I head out? I think we're going to end here. Ellie, thank you so much for asking the question. I just want to say thank you. For those of you who are watching, thank you guys so much for being awesome fans and followers. I'm going to be back for more. I want to do another reading maybe later today. I'm trying to read as much as I can right now. Like I said, I'm kind of in a crazy recording schedule time. So, if you want a reading, please let me know. You can send a payment, like I said, through PayPal. Please check out my website. It's got the links there. And I wish everybody all the best. Hopefully you guys will be okay. I send everybody many blessings. I wish everybody the best at this time. I feel like the Mercury retrograde is kind of crazy, and I feel like we all will get through this time. So stay positive there. And yeah, I wish everybody the best. I send everybody big hugs, the kisses, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye, guys.